Testing, testing. If you're already in Twitch chat, please do let me know if you can hear me okay. And we are going to get started here. All right then, welcome everybody to Safe Space Racing Tier 2. Today we got round 5 of our Tier 2 championship at really an amazing track, the Netherlands. Zandvoort is an excellent place for some great racing action. It's new for F1 2020, so it is a new and unique challenge for a lot of the guys here today. And we should see plenty of good racing despite that. And we've already got folks in the chat. Weighted Zeus saying yo. Weighted Zeus also one of our Williams drivers here in the Tier 2 race today, so good luck to you and to you as well. SSR Joe, who's also in the chat already in the other Williams. So Williams, who knows if they'll win the race today, but they've certainly got a monopoly on the chat rating. So we'll be doing a short qualifying session today, as per our normal race format, 18 minutes long. And then after that, we'll jump right into the race, which will be 50% distance. I don't remember actually just how many laps that is at Zandvoort. I believe it's 36 or 38, definitely in the neighborhood. As we're seeing someone already go out onto the track, that looks like SSR Joe's crew getting ready now. So again, short qualifying session. We've got a full grid here today, 20 cars, including 2 reserve drivers. So should be plenty of on-track action. I doubt the track will be empty at any given point during this qualifying session, as SSR Joe becomes the first car to leave the pit lane for his outlap. Williams' beautiful livery this year for 2020. And it would appear SSR Joe getting all the normal qualities of a Zandvoort setup. Low ride height, relatively high rear wing. Personally, I use a 4.8 setup on the wings. I believe he uses 4.7, if I remember correctly. And yeah, that should serve him well. SSR Joe doing pretty well in the Tier 2 championship so far. He's currently, if I'm looking at the statistics here, he's not too far up in the Drivers' Championship, but he has posted some decent results. He scored the final points-paying position at China last week in 12th. And hopefully he should be able to improve on that today. SSR uses a slightly different point system than what you may be used to from other F1 leagues. Most F1 leagues only use just the normal point system that the game uses, as SSR Joe starts his flying lap now. Yeah, normally it's 25 points for the winner, followed by 18 for second, 15 for third, and then 12, 10, 8, so on. And the top 10 get points in total. But here, we award points to the top 12 finishers. So the winner will get 30 points, second will get 27, and then 21 points for third, 17 for fourth, 14 for fifth, and it falls off quickly from there, all the way down to 12th, and 12th gets 1 point. And SSR Joe looking very rapid here in the Williams on the first flying lap of the session. Yeah, plenty of cars right now going out for a flying lap right away. You'll see some of the cars, although not nearly all of them, are using the yellow walled medium compound tire. Of course, you might be thinking, qualifying's all about outright pace, right? That's why most of these guys are using the soft compound tire to post the best time possible. And that is true, but the medium strategy does pay off in qualifying. Because if you qualify in the top 10, you have to start the race on whichever set of tires that you used in qualifying, whether that's a soft or medium or what have you, as there's yellow flag in Sector 2. I think that's just a car slowing down for someone else. And SSR Joe sets a benchmark time of a 109.5, and Bascom 62 in the Mercedes, driving in reserve today, gets a 110.6, also on the soft compound. So yeah, if you're using the soft compound, then you're of course going to get a better grip, more all-out pace, but you'll have to start on those softs during the race. And the softs are not historically a very good race tire. So that is something that these guys need to consider. As the Maestro in the Racing Point sets a 110.1, he doesn't seem to mind the softs. Formula Maxim in the AlphaTauri, 111.5, followed by Sam Ken in the McLaren, 128.2. Clearly, Sam Ken's lap did get a bit scruffy somewhere, a bit hairy. Maybe he was the source of that yellow flag in Sector 2 earlier. Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, we have 2 reserve drivers here today. One of them is Bascombe in the Mercedes, as I mentioned, and then the other one is OTL Krujif. I'm not sure how to pronounce that name. I'll just say Krujif. In the Haas, who's filling in today for AMR Genesis. And let's find someone here who's about to start a flying lap that we can use for a little tour of the circuit. Oh, we got a spinner in the background there. That might have been Noxus in the AlphaTauri. No, it was the other AlphaTauri of Formula Maxim. I believe he was on in-lap anyway, so it doesn't matter too much if he spun. Yeah, OTL Luigi here in the Alfa Romeo on the outlap. Alfa Romeo not having the best of luck so far this season. Currently dead last in the Constructors' Championship with just 2 points. To update you on the Constructors, currently we've got McLaren at the top with 113 points, followed by Mercedes with 88.5 points, Renault with 75 points, and then Racing Point with 71 points. That's kind of the general battle for the win of the championship right now. And now OTL Luigi starting on a flying lap. Let's take you around a tour of the Zandvoort circuit. Immediately, heavy braking zone into turn 1 here, 180 degrees. 3rd gear on the exit. Going into turn 2 now, downshift once, a little tap of the brakes, and now into turn 3, quick change of direction. A bank corner with a late apex. You want to straight line the exit here as you go on to this immense 2nd straight with turns 4. He's going around it there. And turn 5. And now going into the very hairy turn 6. Blind right hammer. And now the blind rise through turn 7, putting a wheel on the grass there. That'll lose him a little bit of time. Doing very good not to extend the track there. On the exit of turn 7 through 8 now. Very tricky corner. Now turn 9 here is one of the only flat corners, really. One of the only ones that lacks banking here at Zandvoort. Now going onto the back straight with DRS. Thundering down here into a downhill braking zone for turn 10. And then quickly into 11. 2nd gear exit here normally, sometimes 3rd gear, but usually 2nd in qualifying. And then the penultimate corner there, turn 12, I believe that is. I can have to correct the corner numbers, honestly, but that is the final corner there. Big, fat bank right-hander, easy to lose grip if you're not using traction control. And decent lap from OTL Luigi, a 1 minute 10.3 on the soft compound of tire. Currently, the fastest medium lap so far is Craig Conley in the Ferrari. Sets a 1:11.4. You find a Formula Maxim in the AlphaTauri, also using the medium strategy. Actually, no, I think Maxim set his first lap on softs, and now he's trying the mediums to beat that time. So maybe a little change of mind there for Maxim, keeping in mind the race strategy. As cars continue to set times here. Plattner's on an outlap in the Renault, as is Frisky in the McLaren. Riding aboard of JOC Diemars here in the Mercedes, and he's on the medium compound tire, and you can see already, compared to OTL Luigi's lap, that the medium just doesn't quite inspire as much confidence. You can see the oversteer there coming out of turn 3. As the short shifts there. Has he already backed out of this lap, or was that an accidental short shift into 8? Not sure, but he looks like he's still going full steam. Not quite at the ragged edge, though, not extending the track much. Ooh, pretty good there. Now through turn 8. Yeah, Beamar is clearly not on a provisional pole lap here, but $10 was on a pole lap. Clearly, he's just at a 1 minute 9.4. $10, the hottest guy certainly in Tier 2 right now. He won last week's race at China with the fastest lap of the race as well. So it seems that he likes tracks with long straights and a couple of bank corners. It is in some ways like Shanghai when you think about it. 13 of the 20 cars so far have set flying lap time. Ones that have not are Plattner, Frisky, Total 420, Jamie the G, Synonymous, and Echo. Sam Ken here is clearly just on an outlap here, not too rushed yet. Got yellow flags in various parts of the track, but usually during this busy part of qualifying, yellow flags are just caused by the fact that people have to slow down, sometimes even leave the track to let cars by. Because if you're on an out lap or an in lap, then you have to let cars by if they're on a flying lap, no matter what. And yeah, sometimes that, if you don't do that, that can have pretty big consequences. Because if you're on a flying lap and you're going, say, 170 miles an hour, or down the back straight on the blind rise, and there's someone in front of you going like 90, then that's going to be a really ugly collision. We do have damage turned on right now. reduced car damage. And yeah, that can wreak havoc. I know I'm a Tier 3 driver with Red Bull, and I've had my fair share of spins and crashes in qualifying. And I'm sure these guys have as well. We're just looking at Sam Ken here, who is now on a flying lap in the McLaren. Ooh, a little wiggly there. I think that was lag. Now he's approaching the Ferrari of Conley, who promptly gets out of the way. Excellent racing etiquette there. Bradley Johnson, too, saying in chat, I miss Jamie. Yeah, Jamie the G, he's an excellent commentator, but he's got a race today for Haas, so I'm just the new kid on the block. And Sam Ken, currently a 10th and a half up on his previous time, roughly. That should put him in 5th place, allow him to leapfrog Maestro on the Racing Point if he can keep that form up. As he goes on to the final corner now. Really high banking, reminds me of American racetracks, ovals like Daytona. And Sam Ken improves by a 10th and a half on his time, indeed, and as I predicted, he has leapfrogged Maestro. Only by about 100th of a second, though. Very fine margins there. And you can see, keep in mind, the medium tire gamble only works if you qualify in the top 10 on the mediums. So if you start in the top 10 on the mediums, that's pretty unusual, but if you qualify outside the top 10, then you can start at whatever tire you want anyway. So it really doesn't matter, and you've just shot yourself in the foot. As SSR Joe takes back provisional pole now, and Synonymous in the Renault sets his fastest lap already. A really fast lap, a 1 minute 9.4 roughly. He's going back into the pits, so that must have been a minute or two ago, and I just missed it. And there's about 7 minutes left in this qualifying session. I think Joe will be pretty happy with that time. It's about a quarter of a second faster than the next fastest time of Synonymous. And then even greater margins, about 0.3 over $10 whole in third in Red Bull. But $10 whole is on another flying lap right now, so he'll look to improve on his time. Bradley Johnson asking who's commentating. Yeah, I'm Stupid Flanders 48. Bradley, just making that clear. And yeah, just getting through with this short qualifying session now. Ooh! And we've got a spinner. $10 whole has spun out in turn 5 while I was looking at Twitch chat. And ooh, he is very lucky that didn't end in terminal damage. If we were on full damage like most other leagues run, he would be out of it. Absolutely out of it. So he breaks the marker board there. That'll be bad for anyone that's not running Racing Line. Yeah, hugely unfortunate for $10 whole there. He was on a flying lap, and yeah, I know from experience, turn 5 is just such an easy place to bin it. The rear end gets so unstable unless you just take a really smooth and gingerly line on exit, and he's going to let the McLaren and the Racing Point by. And Synonymous is retired from the session, apparently happy with his lap time, and JFC BMRs has as well, but I wouldn't think, I mean, why would you retire from the session after only setting the 12th fastest time? That makes me think BMRs might have crashed and gotten terminal damage. But yeah, we'll see. Ezzy1972 in chat saying good luck to the OTL guys. Now we do have multiple OTL drivers. They're a close affiliate league of SSR. And we're glad to have a couple of their guys in here today, one driving in reserve and one as a full-timer. Now Frisky in the McLaren is the only driver so far that has yet to set a lap time with just 5 minutes remaining in this qualifying session. But he is on a flying lap right now, so he will look to rectify that as he goes down the second straight here, turn 4, and now into the very treacherous turn 5. Ooh, taking very gingerly through there. Might have seen what happened on stream to $10 whole. Ooh, a bit wide at the apex. I think he missed the apex there for turn 7. But nice and smooth through 8. Tight line. Through 9, again, very tight line. Ooh, I normally use a bit of curb on the exit of turn 9, but of course Frisky is quite a bit faster than myself, so I'm sure he knows what he's doing with that. Now into this tricky, slow part of the track, 10 and 11. Onto the power again. Now coming towards the penultimate and final corners here. 12 and 13. Frisky's looking good. I don't think this is going to be a pole lap. Yeah, he's not going to get to the line in time for pole. But it is a sub 1 minute 10 lap. That's excellent. A 1 minute 9.9, and that's going to put him up to provisional 4th place. Quite a bit faster than his teammate Sam Ken, who's only managed 7th so far. Although Ken is on an out lap, so I'm sure he will try to vault himself a bit further up the order. And we've already got 2 new followers for the stream this today. Video Guy 223 and Canadal Comet. Sorry if I butchered that name. So yeah, thank you guys for following the stream. Every little bit helps, even if you're not even following, just viewing the stream, that still gives us exposure, that still helps the league out, so thank you very much for that. Noxus in the AlphaTauri, he's currently on an outlap, trying to improve his time of 1 minute 12.1, which is only good for dead last right now, and he's on the medium compounded tire, and he's lagging all over the place, so I'm not going to do on board for this one. Yeah, keep in mind, we are running equal car performance, so that's why Williams is on provisional pole at the moment. Ooh, Knox is really lagging around. I can't really commentate on a lap like that if he's lagging like that, because you can't really see his lines, the lines he's taking. As Frisky dives into the pits along with one of the Mercs, I believe that was Bascombe. Conley also on an outlap. Sam Ken has started his flying lap. We'll have to keep an eye on these guys. Maestro just finishing up a flying lap. Ooh, he's currently 4/10 up on his previous time. That's going to be a huge improvement. That could rocket him up all the way to 4th place. And it is 4th place, improving by 4/10. That Maestro does, more than 4/10 in fact. And that's going to let him leapfrog Frisky, Bascombe, and Conley. Not to mention Sam Ken. So excellent lap from Maestro. Who else is just finishing a flying lap? Bascombe is finishing a flying lap, but he's not going to improve, I think. I might have bailed out on that one because 5.3 seconds is a rather large margin. Sam Ken improving by 0.03, but to no avail. OTL Lugi is up ever so slightly on his previous lap time. But considering he's 0.3 up the road from the next car up, I just don't think he's gonna leapfrog anyone here. Yeah, he improves he found a lot of time in the 3rd sector, to be fair to him, but yeah, still a couple hundredths behind Sam Ken in 8th place. I believe that was Sam Ken's teammate Frisky just coming out of the pits there. Who else is on a flyer? Jamie the G is on a flyer in the Haas. Ooh, but he's going really slow. No, I think he might be on an in-lap if he's letting a wingless AlphaTauri by. Noxus, something has happened on Noxus's flying lap there. And I think that's going to butcher Noxus's chances of getting any further up the leaderboard. He could pit right now and then come right back out on the softs or some other tire to try desperately to get to the line before the timer runs out, but I don't think that's going to work. I think Noxus is consigned to start at the back of the grid here because, yeah, he just doesn't have enough time. He doesn't have enough time to make it back out there. So that's super unfortunate for AlphaTauri. Formula Maxim, his teammate, is currently on a flying lap. He also had a spin much earlier in the session. I've been noticing, actually, we are on dynamic weather, so you'll notice the session has been getting progressively cloudier. Like, it was super sunny at the start of this, just 15 minutes ago or so. But now it's really clouded up. Could that foreshadow some rain in the race? I don't know if there are any drivers in the chat who would be willing to share that information with me. What is the weather forecast? Plattner says, in the rear with the gear. Haha. Not sure what that means, Plattner. Hope you'll clarify, as Formula Maxim looks like he's going to improve massively on his previous time. Yeah, 0.8 up on his previous time. He's going to improve 5 places with that, ahead of B-Mars, Wade, Zeus, Pullman, Jamie, and Total 420 up to P13. So the AlphaTauri team at least has that to smile about. OTL Lugi, meanwhile, has invalidated his lap time. I think he's on an in-lap anyway. Yeah, he's going to dive into the pits there. Conley, also on a flying lap right now in the Ferrari, just coming through turn 5 right now. Now through 7. Ooh, taking a very nice line through there. Oh, but he spins. Yeah, I just put a wheel on the grass there on the entry to turn turn 9, and yeah, that'll spin the car right round. So it looks like Conley's going to be consigned to P7 unless someone can beat that. And Frisky now on a final flying lap in the McLaren, and he's a little over 0.5 up on his previous lap time right now. But again, he's more than 0.3 behind Maestro in P4. So I don't think he's going to be able to leapfrog him unless he finds a whole bundle of time in the 3rd sector. We saw, I believe it was OTL Lugi pull out a lot of time there, but no, it looks like, I thought he was diving into the pits there, but he is not. He's going to finish the lap, and he's going to end up 1/4 second up on down on his previous time, rather. Conley's still trying to get out of the turn 9 gravel there. Just letting the racing point by. I believe that was GB Sanderson. Yeah, Sanderson's on his final flying lap right now. He had an excellent race in China as well. Podium finish last week, P3, so the Racing Point driver having an excellent time. Again, their team is currently 4th place in the Constructors' Championship. And yeah, it looks like Sanderson's going to improve from P10 to P5 with a 109.6. Sorry for the delayed response to that lap there. I was Yeah, I was looking at chat. Oh, King Chalupa telling me to message or invite Echo. All right, it seems like Echo 3x3 in the Ferrari has disconnected from the game, so I'll just go into my reasons here and reinvite him real quick. Yeah, Echo had a little bit of trouble connecting to the lobby as well when we were just trying to start things up here. So no surprise that he might be the one to have problems still, as $10 whole is now on his final lap in the Red Bull. Let's see what his Sector 2 time looks like. Ooh, he's at 10.5 up on his previous time. He's well within striking distance of Synonymous. He could be in for a front row start here still, and someone called ERS Vettel has joined. Not sure what that's about. It's okay, we have 20 cars on the grid anyway already anyway, so. Oh, $10 into the wall there. The final corner, and I think that was a racing point. GB Sanderson. Yeah, Sanderson's AI car there, as Echo rejoins the session, thankfully. I think GB Sanderson's AI, yeah, he definitely blocked him there. I'm just trying to figure out a way to get ERS Vettel out of the lobby here, because ERS Vettel is not an SSR member. Forward 420. Yeah, Forward 420 asking who's commentating. It is I, the famous SSR Tier 3 Red Bull driver, Stupid Flander 48. Well, I'm not very famous, but still. Yeah, AJ Mars saying, nice work, Team Merc. AJ Mars is the full-time Mercedes Tier 2 driver that Bascom is subbing in for today, so we know who AJ is rooting for, certainly. And yeah, I'm not sure how that random got into the lobby, considering the lobby is on friends only. It's not open, so yeah, I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. We'll have to find out, but qualifying is over. Stick with us now, because we're just now getting into the racing action. I see we've got 25 viewers. That's an excellent turnout. All right, so this is your starting grid. SSR Joe, followed by Synonymous on the front row, then $10 Maestro and GB Sanderson. The Racing Point's having an excellent qualifying session there. Frisky in P6, and then Bascom, the super sub today. Conley, Sam Ken, and OTL Lugi rounding out the top 10. And I'll show you the rest of the grid now. Take a look at it while it's still there. And actually, Noxus was able to get another lap in, impressively, so he was able to leapfrog Total and Plattner. He'll start P18. And we're getting confirmation now that ERS Vettel has left the lobby, so we are now again completely devoid of randoms. Now then, we're on the grid, and it is again a very gloomy Zandvoort right now, so that does point to the possibility of rain. And that could be good for the medium runners, because keep in mind, the guys on medium tires will be able to go longer into this race. So they'll have a much bigger window of opportunity to pit onto the intermediates as their first stop if it does in fact start raining. And there's no formation lap here. We found that formation lap on often causes glitches in the game, so we've decided to just forego it completely. So these guys will just be getting right into the racing action as soon as we cut to the grid and everyone is readied up. In terms of strategy here at Zandvoort, yeah, the medium to hard one stop is certainly very viable. Tire wear here isn't as harsh as it is at a place like, say, China or Bahrain, in a couple of places that we've been to already. But a two-stop is also a pretty decent choice if you're just looking for more pace. Soft, medium is good. And so we go to 5 red lights, and away we go. SSR Joe gets a pretty decent start. Jamie the G has actually jumped the start in the Haas, so we'll get a drive-through penalty, and SSR Joe is shot out into the lead already, and $10 is alongside Synonymous. $10 has gotten a spectacular start, and he's leapfrogged Synonymous for second in that Red Bull. The two racing cars are side by side behind the top three. And wow, SSR Joe leading off of turn 3 still. $10 and Synonymous nose to tail at the moment. Looks like Maestro has triumphed over GB Sanderson, so they keep their qualifying positions respectively. Brisky in P6 and the McLaren, followed by OTL Luby, who's gained 3 spots in the start here, and then Echo, Conley, and Formula Maxim rounding out the top 10. We got a yellow flag in sector number 1, and that's an AlphaTauri round. It's Noxus. Yeah, Noxus is spun somewhere in sector 1, maybe in a battle towards the back of the field, and he is already done. And Jamie the G now. I have no idea what's happened to Jamie the G, but he is just... He has been to, I think he has indeed been to in turn 7, that looks like. Yeah, very hairy part of the track. A split between the first and second sectors. And yeah, that is going to be really hurtful for Haas, because Jamie the G, the only full-time Haas driver that showed up today, he's already in the wall and well behind the leaders. As SSR Joe completes the first lap, 1:16.1, not too bad for a standing start lap. And as the Amazon graphic shows there, a soft to hard one-stop is also very viable here. I forgot to mention that. And SSR Joe trying to get outside that 1 second DRS range now of $10. That's going to be his primary objective. If $10 gets DRS, that'll allow him to stay out of Synonymous and prevent any battling between them. And it'll allow $0 to just possibly overtake SSR Joe in one of the DRS zones, either on the front or the back straight. SSR Joe setting purple for a sector there, as he would. It's the second lap. And 36 laps, by the way. I said I didn't know how many laps there were in a 50% race, but there you go, 36 laps. And now Jamie the G has already retired from the race. That's a big F for the Haas driver. It looks like Bascombe has spun as well, because he's well behind the field now. He's even behind Noxus. So, oh, Synonymous has spun. I'm not sure what happened there. He's ghosted, thankfully, so Miranda will not collect any other cars, at least as far as I can see. That might have been a tangle with $10 or something, but yes, Synonymous has just fallen from 3rd back to P12, and although it doesn't look like he has any cosmetic front wing damage, I wouldn't be surprised if he has some actual damage. As $10 sets the fastest lap of the race now. He's 7/10 still, now less than 7/10 behind SSR Joe in the lead, so it looks like he is going to get DRS if he can just hold on for another couple sectors. Bradley Johnson saying in chat, rip Jamie. Yeah, really unfortunate for our stalwart commentator and Haas driver in Tier 2. He becomes our first retirement of the day, and $10 keeping the gap consistent at between 5 and 6/10 here to SSR Joe. Red Bull hunting the Williams like a wolf hunts a rabbit. Of course, rabbits are pretty quick, and so is SSR Joe. And now, but Joe's teammate waited too, so I'm not sure what's happened there. Right on board with Bascombe to find out. Bascombe's actually going really slowly. It looks like Waited Zeus has lost it somewhere around turn 5, certainly on that second straightaway. Bascombe is actually already pitted for the hard compound tires, by the way. That'll be an interesting strategy. Actually, did Bascombe start on the hards? No, he didn't start on the hards. Those are 0 lap all hards. The only car to start on the hard tires actually was OTL Krujif in the Haas. Ooh, that's a very stricken Williams car. Bascombe is very lucky we've got Ghosting turned on, otherwise that would have been extremely ugly for the Mercedes driver. We've already got 2 retirements and we're only 3 laps of the way through this race, and the safety car is out. Waited Zeus is stranded Williams right on the racing line in turn 5, to be fair, so the safety car is kind of needed to clear that out. And yeah, that's going to possibly change the complexion of this race. Will we see guys diving into the pits now, trying to shed their soft tires in favor of hards and just going to the end of the race? That's entirely possible. The hards can theoretically make it this long if we have some laps under safety car. So you might see SSR Joe, $10, or maybe some of the further back soft runners like Sam Ken or Conley coming in now. And all the drivers will now line up behind the safety car. This is a godsend for Bascombe and Noxus, because for Bascombe especially, because it means he's effectively gotten a free pit stop. He's already pitted onto the hards, and now he could, if he really manages his tires, go to the end of the race without stopping again. So that's going to be a saving grace pot for the Mercedes reserve driver. And for Noxus as well, because Noxus will just catch right up to the back of the pack now and forget about his earlier incident on lap 1. And the safety car will stay out until 1, Weighted Zeus' Stricken Williams has despawned, and 2, all the drivers have caught up to the back of the safety car queue. And we're nowhere near that crossover point so far, where the mediums become faster than the softs due to tire wear. That should come around lap 6 or 7, maybe lap 8 if the soft runners really manage it. But yeah, Synonymous as well is going to be saved by this because he was falling back after that altercation with, I believe it was $10 whole. I don't know who else it could have been. But the current running order, SSR Joe and Williams, then $10 whole, the Maestro, Frisky, Echo 3X3, GB Sanderson, Yugi, Conley, Ken, and Max in the top 10. They're all on the soft compound tires. The highest up non-soft runner is OTL Krujev in the Haas, who started on those hard compound tires. And then everyone behind him except for Bascom is on mediums. Then includes Pullman and Alfa Romeo, then Platten is Renault, B-Mars is Mercedes, etc. Waited just explaining what happened in the chat. My rear left got on the grass. Ooh, that's a recipe for disaster in that corner. I know from experience. That's what took me out of qualifying in my team career one time. And he tapped the wall. And we can indeed get Fs in the chat for Weighted Zeus. Thank you guys for putting those in there. So SSR Joe currently only 13th in the driver's standings from the looks of it. But if he got the 30 points for the win, that would seriously rocket him up the order. Currently, that would put him closer to JFC B-Mars, who's currently running outside the points and in 5th place with 46 points in total from the first 4 races. And yes, Synonymous as well, our current championship leader actually in Tier 2. Really unfortunate for him to be thrown out of the points like that. Ooh, someone's boxed, I believe. Oh, total 420 is going really slow. I'm not sure what's going on back there. Doesn't look like anyone is pitted, and Race Control is now saying the safety car's in this lap with all cars having caught up to the back of the queue. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there with the safety car. That seemed a bit weird. But we'll just keep things going here, keep it rolling. And now SSR Joe effectively becomes the safety car for this final set of corners. As Noxus now gets a penalty for a severe collision with the Maestro. Although, to be fair, there is quite a bit of stupid penalty giving that this game does. So that might be appealed in the steward's office. And now SSR Joe. Ooh, that's not a very good restart from SSR Joe. Now he's just keeping it to the last moment. And the Maestro now gets a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. I think he overtook before the start-finish line. If that's the case, that's not going to be too good. And SSR Joe gets a good restart, getting the jump on $10 whole. And the top 2 have already blasted away from everyone else here. And Synonymous going side by side with Lugi in the background with the playing boost positions. There's a yellow flag already in Sector 1. I'm not sure who that is. That's a racing point. That's Maestro. His day goes from bad to worse as he just retired from this Grand Prix. He was running up in the top 3 when the safety car came out, and now he has retired from the race. Can we get some Fs in the chat for Maestro? Now Formula Maxim is pitted in the AlphaTauri for hard compound tires. I'm not sure why he pitted on the safety car restart, because he could have pitted instead under the safety car and lost a lot less track position, but I guess he would have rejoined at the back of the queue anyway, so not too much of a difference for him and Maxim's mind. And SSR Joe continues to try and gap $10 whole, but $10 whole is having none of it. He is within half a second right now of the Williams car. He's even closer than he was before the restart as he goes a little bit wide there in the penultimate corner. Ooh, he's got the slipstream now. He got a better run off the corner, definitely. Who SSR Joe's going to defend, but I don't think he's going to have enough. $10 whole. He's going to take the lead in the braking zone. SSR Joe stays alongside through turn 1. SSR Joe's going to poke his nose out wide on the... And they're still side by side coming through the first sector. And SSR Joe eventually has to yield. But no, he's switching back on the outside of turn 3. He's going to poke ahead again. They're both going to have excellent grip outside of turn 3. And SSR Joe's going to come back on the outside. What a defensive drive there from SSR Joe. Absolutely mesmerizing. That's one of the best. That's one of the best examples of racecraft I've seen in quite a while. Certainly the best one I've ever seen in SSR. Although I haven't been here as long as some other guys here. And SSR Joe retains his lead in spectacular fashion, but that still means that it will be $10 whole and not him that gets the DRS when it's finally enabled. Assuming $10 whole can just stay within that 1 second range here. But again, $10 whole with that aggressive move on the last lap might have worn out his tires a little bit too much. That might allow Joe to get away. We shall see. Frisky, meanwhile, in third, did not get a very good safety car restart. He's in third, and he seems to be holding up a bit of a truly train behind him. He's over 3 seconds behind the top two, and currently holding up Echo, Synonymous, Sanderson, and Loogie from the looks of it. Possibly Conley as well in the other Ferrari. And DRS has now been enabled, and that should be a godsend for $10 whole. He's still only 8 tenths behind SSR Joe in the lead, so this battle for the win is not over yet. $10 a winner from China last week. SSR Joe has not gotten the result any higher than 5th so far. Total 420 gets a penalty for speeding in the pit lane now. Looks like he is pitting, and so is Noxus. Noxus and Total both pitting for hard compound tires from the looks of it. Oh no, Total's onto the mediums. That basically means he's committed to a two-stop strategy, because you cannot stretch medium tires 28 laps at this track. No way, Jose. And Noxus is going onto the soft, so he's out getting an even more aggressive strategy here with the front wing change as well in the pit lane. I wonder, what's Noxus doing though? Is he hoping that he can go like 12 laps in the softs and then stretch mediums to the end? Not sure what his line of thought is there. He might... Soft, medium is possible at this track. It certainly is possible, but it's a bit unorthodox. And now $10 whole on the fringes of that 1 second range behind SSR Joe in the lead here. Question is, will he get the DRS on the main straight? Yes, he will. He will close back up, hopefully, to SSR Joe here on the pit straight. That's a purple sector 3 now. Despite being on the worn soft tires, we are approaching that crossover point where soft tires that are a certain age will become inferior in terms of all-out pace to medium tires of the same age. Not sure we're quite to that point yet, but we're certainly very, very close to it now. $10 whole continues to pursue SSR Joe, but it looks like this battle is stabilized for now, so let's go further down the field. Synonymous has recovered to 4th place already. We're putting a wheel in the grass there. We do not want to go the way of the weighted Zeus. Synonymous, please be careful. GB Sanderson behind him. OTL Loogie behind them. Conley not too far behind either. And OTL Krujic in the Haas, so the hard tires, is actually holding on to 8th place here, despite being surrounded by cars with better tires. So props to him, although he does seem to be holding up Pullman in the Alfa Romeo, who's on mediums. Possibly Sam Ken as well, who's on the soft compound at the moment. And Sam Ken, is he going to try a move here on Pullman? He's going to have the DRS, but then so does Pullman, so it doesn't really matter. Ooh, dive bomb into turn 10. He locks up, and he's going to spin. That's a spin from Sam Ken, and I don't think he was close enough to move there. Got to be honest. And that's going to drop Sam Ken all the way down from P10 to P13 here. Little 420 is a ways behind. I wonder if Sam Ken will use this opportunity to pit for the hard compound tires and just go to the end of the race. Yeah, now seems like a good time to pit. And he is indeed diving into the pit lane. That's a really unfortunate thing. Oh, speeding in the pit lane too, to add insult to injury. 5 seconds added to Sam Ken's race time. We're speeding in the pit lane entry. Echo now on fresh hard tires. He pitted in the Ferrari from, I believe, 7th place. Or 4th place, actually, and that's why Synonymous is at 4th. Ooh, Plattner getting very close with Bascombe at the moment. Renault v Mercedes. On equal car performance, this should be a very enticing battle. Lou Bascombe going a bit wide at the turn 7 apex, but for the moment it looks like Bascombe has more all-out pace, despite the fact that he's on the hards to Plattner's mediums. Behind them, JOC Beamar is in the other Mercedes, so yeah, Plattner is the meat in the Mercedes sandwich at the moment as they fight over the minor points-paying positions. As it stands, all 3 of these guys would get points if the race ended right now. Plattner would get 2, JOC Beamar would get 1, and Bascombe would be awarded 3. Other than Pullman in the Alfa Romeo now catching up once again to Krujic in the Haas. Oh, but he spins! Whoa! Really unexpected from Pullman. He's just spun there out of the final corner as we were riding on board with him. And that is not good news for the Alfa Romeo driver. He's now booted down to 12th. And he's going to take this opportunity to pit for a new front wing and most likely the hard compound tires. Yeah, that is not good for Pullman. I'm not sure what he's stabilizing there. Maybe he's running a really low downforce setup. I'm really not sure what would cause that, as he does go into the hard tires, as I suspected. Oh, we got another spinner. Total 420, and the Red Bull is spun at the pit exit in turn 1. The struggles continue for the Red Bull driver. He's down to P15 now. Actually, not that far behind, not too far in front of Pullman. And now, oh, Total 420 is behind Pullman. So yeah, he's the second to last car running now, as as Otialuki gets a track limits time penalty, 3 seconds. $10 still less than a second. Ooh! SSR Joe feigns into the pit lane. Maybe he was trying to entice $10 to come in early. Make him think he was going for the undercut. Yeah, F1 is just as much of a mind game as it is a pure test of race pace. As Jimmy Sanderson gets a pit lane speeding penalty there. He's been a very naughty boy. Yeah, this is around the time where the soft runners are really going to want to start pitting, because that grip cannot be that much after 11 laps for soft tires. The gap here is still very stable. It's been hovering between 0.8 and 1 second for a while here, so we're not going to stick with that for too much longer. We'll come back to those two when they pit, or at least when one of them pits. Frisky here still running in a very comfortable third. Now that everyone around him is pitted, he's in a bit of his own. He's kind of in a world of his own right now. Behind him, Conley in the Ferrari, also in a world of his own. And Bascom. I suppose the highest up real battle right now is the one between Plattner and B-Mars, and B-Mars did actually get overtaken here recently. If I'm not mistaken, but yeah, Plattner is still holding off the Mercedes, both on the medium compound tires, so they're going to be going quite a bit longer into this race than the soft runners. Actually, Plattner might inherit P3, I would say, when the top 4 pit, and SSR Joe is coming to the pits now. The SSR Joe and the Williams is coming to the pits. He's clearly worried that $10 is stuck with the DRS Ranger than this long. And he'll now be hoping to get the undercut, but if he does want that undercut, he's going to have to nail the outlap here. He's going to have to come out in clear air, also, very importantly. Conley seems a bit far up the road. Can Krujic get by him? That'll be huge. Joe's on cold tires, but Krujic's on old tires, so which one's going to win out? Looks like SSR Joe's going to be able to stay ahead and get that clear air that he needs for the undercut. This Formula Maxim gets a track limits time penalty now. And Plattner's been overtaken by B-Mars. Not sure that happened. He might have taken him into turn 1. Not too sure there, but there has been a change of position there for P7. It's not a net P7, keep in mind, because they've yet to pit. But still, I'm sure a pretty good move from JFC B-Mars. Otialuki running a decent race so far, currently in P10, but he'll get promoted back up to P6, I believe. He's in a net P6. There are 4 people in front of him who have yet to pit. Actually, no, way more than that, but I suspect Conley, Frisky, and definitely Tendall will come out of the pits in front of Lugi when the time comes. There's a yellow flag now in Sector 3. I'm not sure where that's come from. Going through here, I can't really see anyone who would have caused that. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that one, Chief. As GB Sanderson on fresh tires now is coming up to this battle for 7th between B-Mars and Plattner. He's going to be within DRS range? No, he isn't. The Racing Point car is certainly catching up to the runaway on the Mercedes as Frisky now comes into the pit lane, and he's fitted the hard compound tire. Looks like everyone really is going to be on the hards here except for Noxus and the AlphaTauri. Hard tire, considering how easy one-stop strategies are at this track, it is certainly... I've got a whisper here. All right, yeah, back to the racing action. Synonymous as well, chasing Frisky here. This is for a net P3 in the race. Unless, of course, they've just dithered their strategies so badly that they've lost position in the pits. But I doubt that is the case. And there's a yellow flag now in Sector 2 as well, and there's a Red Bull going slowly. Is that a Red Bull? Yeah, it is. Total 420. Judging by the state of his tires, it looks like he's had another off in Sector 2. Yeah, Total 420 really is struggling. This Dutch Grand Prix. He's clearly not too big of a fan of this track. Unfortunate for him, as he's a lap down now. $10 meanwhile in a comfortable lead of the race for the moment, but he's only 13 or 14 seconds ahead of SSR Joe, so I do think that the undercut might be working here. Yeah, $10 is not responding to the undercut at all. He is certainly not going to come out within DRS range of Joe if he pits now. If Joe is less... Yeah, Conley is 11.5 seconds behind $10, and then Joe's less than 2 seconds behind him, so... Yeah, I think Joe's getting the undercut done here. I don't think $10 is responding in time to the undercut threat, and he's just going really slowly there on those super worn 14-lap-old soft tires. Maybe he's just gambling and hoping that the slightly fresher hard tires that he'll get here will help him again in his battle with Joe, but yeah, I doubt it. Track position is just so important here, and I think Joe is come come out well in the lead once $10 finally does pit, because he's gaining bundles of time here with every lap, and he's going to gain even more now as he's going to get DRS on Conley, who's also yet to pit. The Slot F1 is now in the chat. Hello there, can we ask you some questions about the league? Slot, if you're interested in inquiring about the league, please come back to me after the races. I'm a little bit busy right now, as you can tell. $10 now pits onto the medium compound of tire. So yeah, clearly he was stretching his tires there, his soft tires, and now he's looking for the soft to medium one stop. That could actually be a huge advantage in his favor. So he's lost about a second and a half to SSR Joe from the pit because of that undercut. But now he'll have much better pace for the second stint as Synonymous gets a pit lane speeding penalty now, and Synonymous is retired. What's happened to Synonymous? I have no idea. I have no idea what's happened to Synonymous there. He was fighting with Frisky, who was in a net P4 in the race, and now he's just out. Unusual. I don't know. I just don't know. And it looks like Noxus could be coming to the pits now. No, he's not. As there's a yellow flag now in sector 2. True, that's for. Might be total 420 again. SSR Joe, yep, $10 has already reeled in Joe by half a second just on his outlap here. So that one compound fresher tires is going to make a world of difference from everyone else who's going to be pitting onto the hard compound. Actually, Conley goes onto the hard compound as well, so he's on the same strategy as $10. Might that be the solution, as Frisky now is closing in on Plattner. Plattner is yet to pit, so this is not for a net position in the race. We're running different races right now. DRS open, overtake for Frisky. I suspect should be a pretty clean move into turn 1. Ooh, but Plattner's hanging it around the outside. Frisky's going to get the better drive off the corner there with those fresh tires. And the move is done. Plattner, I suspect he'll be coming in pretty soon. Trying a medium soft strategy because he's been out of those mediums for about 16 laps now. I guess if he stays out long enough, he could theoretically... got a spin in sector 1. Oh! Formula Maxim is spun out in turn 1. On his 10-lap old hard tires. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. Weighted Zeus giving a shout-out now for SSR Joe. Yeah, shout-out to Joe. He's running a really good race so far. Pole position. Yeah, now he's led pretty much every lap. But $10 has been reeling him in. He's reeled him in by a second on this lap. $10 has gained a full second on SSR Joe in this lap, and he's not quite within DRS range, but he certainly will be as he sets the fastest lap of the race now, 1 minute 11.7. And it's clear that he's just so confident on those compound softer tires. Jamie the G saying, nice to see the stream do well. Yeah, Jamie, sorry about your DNF, dude. It's nice to see that you're staying tuned in here on the stream. As $10 is now definitely well within DRS range. He's within half a second here of SSR Joe. Ooh, Joe goes wide there at turn 5, and that's a serious mistake. Kind of holds up $10 there. Joe, I'm sure he will not give up this position without a bit of a fight, despite him being on the at a disadvantage with tires. Yeah, I had no idea the difference between the medium and hard tires was just that profound. It's this track, really. I haven't seen the difference between medium and hard be so profound as it is here. I don't see that in many other tracks, so it's interesting to see that mechanic play out here, as it looks like $10 could get by here with DRS and Slipstream. Ooh, Joe moves over. He's going to go take a defensive stance here. $10 trying to get the Slipstream. Oh, Joe is drifting over to the left-hand side. I'm not sure that's legal. That might count as multiple moves on a straight while defending a position. Yeah, as Bascom now gets by OTL Cruz, if these guys are among the hard tire runners, so they won't be pitting until towards the very end, so they're not really in a net P3 and P4 group. That's just where they are now. And Frisky has been closing up on GB Sanderson now, since he got that move done on Plattner in the run-out. And Conley's not too far behind them, and Conley's on mediums as well, so Conley could be in a position here to get a net P3. He is definitely challenging for a podium on those pressure tires. But here's the thing. The medium tires, pitting onto the mediums is a trade-off, right? $10, we already know he lost time stretching out those soft tires so that Joe got the undercut on him. Not only that, but also at the very end of the race here, there's going to be a crossover point between mediums and hards where the mediums just become faster, as now there's a spinner. Frisky is spun in sector 2, and oh, that's a very close call with OTL Loogie there. there's these random spinalas from guys out front. First Synonymous, and now the guy who was fighting with Willies before, Frisky. He's just been booted down from P5, I believe that was, or P6, down to P10, just in front of his teammate Sam Can. You can see coming into the frame there. So really unfortunate for him, as now Echo is right on the back of OTL Lugi. We haven't spotlighted this yet, but he is well within DRS range of the Alfa Romeo. Maybe able to get past on the pit straight, we shall see. Echo getting the DRS here. Lugi taking a defensive stance, swiping to the left. Echo too far back to make a move on this occasion. Is he going to get him on exit though? Lugi goes wide. Echo still not getting the momentum quite yet. He is on slightly older tires, so he doesn't have many inherent advantages here, other than maybe a lower fuel load, who knows. Yeah, Echo on the attack here, despite the fact that he's on the same tires that are actually slightly older than Lugi's. Maybe Echo's just that much more confident on the hard compound compared to his Alfa Romeo rival. Ooh, very audacious. Putting pressure on in turn 7. That is not an overtaking spot, though, so I did not expect him to go around there, and he has not. He has got the good sense to just keep behind until the back straight, but oh! Echo got on the curb there, and that's going to absolutely kill his momentum onto the back straight. That mistake in turn 9 is going to give Lugi a bit of a reprieve. And $10 is going to pass for the lead. $10 has gotten past SSR Joe on the exit of turn 1, and judging by how much curb Joe was eating there, I'm guessing the Red Bull squeezed the Williams very wide indeed. And now, the job isn't done yet for $10. He's not out of the woods just because he's ahead and doesn't have any more pit stops to make. He's still got to get a decent gap to SSR Joe, while the medium tires are still faster than the hards, because 10 laps from now, 10 or 12 laps, the hards are going to be faster than the medium just because of the tire wear. That crossover point that I mentioned earlier is going to come into play here. And that'll allow Joe to bounce back a bit towards the very end of the dying laps. Frisky is spun again. He's spun again on the exit of turn 1. Oh, going into the wall there. That's going to be some front wing damage, I'm guessing. As the Haas of OTL Krujev goes around there to lap him. Yeah, Frisky it's going from bad to worse for him. He had such strong pace in that first stint, fighting for podium positions, but now he's just lost his consistency and he's down to 13th. That's horrible for the McLaren driver. Seems like the only driver on a two-stop strategy here really is Noxus, who pitted from one set of softs onto another set, so he has to stop again to satisfy the 2-compound requirement. So I'm guessing he'll pit any lap now for mediums. And it hasn't started raining yet. That's another thing to note. At the start of the race, I said it's very gloomy, and it still is very gloomy. It's very cloudy weather-wise right now, but the rain has not started falling, so no strategies have been compromised and no intermediate tires have been brought out. It should remain a dry race here unless the game just makes me eat my words. As $10 has failed to get outside of DRS range so far of SSR Joe, although he does have quite a few more laps to do so. It should be interesting to see how this battle plays out throughout the rest of the race, but there are plenty of other battles to see on track as well, so we're not just going to focus on them. Conley and Sanderson battling over a net P3 right now. Conley actually gapping Sanderson a little bit because medium versus hard tires. And there's a yellow flag now in Sector 2. Not sure where that's come from. And Frisky's retired. Frisky's just retired from the race, and that might have had something to do with the yellow flag. No, he's in the pits. That orange dot on the minimap on the right-hand side of your screen, it shows him. That's not just dodged into the pits, as I predicted. It shows that he retired in the pits. It's clear that Frisky has just lost all of his morale earlier, and he's just going to watch the rest of this race. That's unfortunate. Frisky was running a great race, but now it would seem that, his day is over. So, race of high attrition so far. 4 retirements, and we're only just past the halfway point of this race. 5 retirements, sorry. Frisky, Synonymous, Maestro, Zeus, and Jamie the G. And actually, only one of these guys, Weighted Zeus, retired because of terminal damage, as far as I can remember. Everyone else went into the pits to retire after having some other bad luck that befell them. As OTL Krujev on 22-lap-old hards now. He started the race on these tires. And Vasco, if you'll recall, he pitted for hards on the safety car period on lap 3, so his tires are barely any newer. They're both going to want to stop soon. Vasco might try to stretch his to the end of the race, but Krujev, he has to stop again, because he hasn't stopped it. He hasn't satisfied that 2-compound requirement. So he has to use the softs or the medium, probably the softs, for this final stint in the race. Bascom, he can do whatever the heck he wants. He started the race in softs, if you'll recall. The Merc has quite a bit more strategy freedom than the Haas. And he has the track position as well. As GB Sanderson and Conley both lapping the AlphaTauri of Noxus, I believe. And, ooh, Tendall, I don't know what happened there. SSR Joe must have made a major mistake because in just a lap or two, since we last checked in on them, SSR Joe is now 6.5 seconds behind $10 in the lead, and he's only about 4 seconds ahead of Bascom in third. So yeah, I think Joe might have spun at some point. I'm not sure when. If someone in chat could fill me in on that, maybe. Yeah, really unfortunate for SSR Joe. That might screw over his strategy because 6 seconds. That's a pretty big margin to claw back in just the 5 or 6 laps that he'll have after the crossover point between mediums and hards. That might have given $10 the win of the race here, although, of course, anything could still happen. Again, penalties will be a factor, too. Keep in mind, the on-track results that you'll see at the end here will not necessarily be the same as the final classification, just because people are going to get time penalties for track limits. You can see Noxus getting one there on his fresh medium tires as he pushes. Ooh, quite hard. He's behind, I believe that's GB Sanderson right now, but he's a lap car, so he's not battling him for position. Noxus, ooh, looks like he has front wing damage, actually. Judging by the understeer out of the last corner. Oh, he slapped the wall there. Oh, there's a spinner. Plattner spun. Plattner is spun in turn 9, or turn 10, sorry. And yet another Spinala for these guys. Frisky, Synonymous, Maestro, Jamie the G. These guys just cannot stop spinning. Pullman as well. Cannot stop spinning in that really tricky second and third sector. And now Plattner's going to come into the pits. I'm guessing he's got quite a bit of front wing damage. Although he's also on 23 lap medium tires, to be fair. Oh yeah, he started the race on the medium, so he has to pit anyway, so he might as well just pit now as it goes on to the soft tires. But yeah, he's not going to lose as much time because of that, because he was going to box anyway, but still, that is going to lose Plattner a lot of time in his bid for points. That might allow Pullman in the Alfa Romeo to get ahead here, but yeah, Pullman not looking too good for points either because he's on much older and harder tires than Plattner. So I'm guessing Plattner will just drive off into the distance here once his tires get up to temperature. Ooh, but Pullman is going to be aggressive while he can be. Looks like, ooh, Pullman gets an excellent drive off off turn 3. I might eat my words here as Pullman's going to try to move. No, he's going to put a wheel on the grass that's going to lose some momentum, and yeah, he won't get another opportunity unless Plattner makes a major mistake. So it looks like Plattner has sealed off the final points paying position for himself, and now he's going to be on the charge. Maybe to set the fastest lap of the race in those new softs. And Bascom now is coming to the pits for soft compound tires. So I was wrong. He's not going to try and stretch his hards to the end. He's found that too risky of a strategy. So he's going to go soft, hard, soft in this race. Keep in mind, he only spent 2 laps on that first set of softs that he qualified on. That's going to spit him back out into the race in P6 here. And that is a net P6 now, as Khrushchev now has also pitted for soft tires. The Haas, although he was required to anyway because he had started the race with the hards. So these guys are going to just be charging up through the field now to just get whatever points they can from Echo and Sanderson and Conley and the rest of them. Yeah, Bascom and Khrushchev, these two, keep in mind, these two are the subs. These two are the substitutes for guys that are normally full-time drivers. Bascom is in for AJ Mars and Khrushchev is in for AMR Genesis. And certainly these guys are making a good case for themselves in the future, possibly for a full-time Tier 2 seat, because they've got excellent pace today. Good strategy as well, and you can see the Mercedes of Bascom already closing in on Echo and the Ferrari, and he's not going to have too much trouble passing him, I don't think, as Lugi spun out in the second sector, it looks like, in the Alfa Romeo, and that's going to allow B-Mars to close up to him. There's a yellow flag at Sector 1 now. I'm not sure where that's from. Maybe his teammate Pullman. No, I don't think so. Ooh, Knox is ghosting through GB Sanderson there. Yeah, some really impressive performances from the substitute drivers today, I gotta say. And now Bascom is really chasing down Echo. He's within DRS range. Just 7/10 behind as SSR Joe has actually now gained about 1.5 seconds on $10 since we last checked in. For those hard tires, I don't think we've reached the crossover point yet between mediums and hards, but Joe has still got plenty of pace in that Williams car. And he's using it to good effect here. Really impressive how he's been able to catch up to $10 even before the crossover point, and that has put SSR Joe back in serious bid for the win here. As Bascom has made the pass on Echo. No, Echo is spun. Echo made a mistake. I'm not sure if that was an unforced error or just pressure or even contact with Bascom, but that's going to drop Echo right down the order, and instead of fighting for a podium, or rather for a top 5, sorry, he is going to be fighting with Sam Ken, it would look like, in the McLaren for P7. So that's an unfortunate turn of fate for Echo. And Conley, meanwhile, in the Ferrari, currently in the podium position, he's looking pretty comfortable in right now because he's more than 5 seconds ahead of Jimmy Sanderson, and he's on the better compound of tire. Ooh, as Sanderson gets a 3-second time penalty there, that won't help his case for P3. And Beamar is now, as in fact, past Echo. Echo's pitted. Why is Echo coming in the pits? I'm not sure what's going on there. This is a yellow flag in Sector 3 showing for some reason. He's going on to the softs. Is Echo going for fastest lap? I'm thinking he might be going for the fastest lap of the race here. That is entirely possible. As he comes out of the pits there, and so yeah, 11th and 12th with the final 2 points paying positions are both running the soft tires right now, so it looks like we know everyone will score points. Ooh, Knox is spun out in Sector 2. I don't know, to be honest, I don't know why Knox doesn't just retire at this point, because he's 50 seconds behind Plattner, well, final points paying position, so I don't think he's going to get points. Yeah, he's just sort of been limping. He had some troubles early in the race, started towards the back of the grid as well, and now, yeah, he clearly has lag issues as well. So, just not the best race for Noxus. But B-Mars, on the other hand, has been having a decent race. He's fighting with Sam Kent for P7 right now. And Echo is set a purple Sector 2, so he could be on for fastest lap here, right now. And it looks like SSR Joe has gained about half a second on $10 whole, by the way, since we last checked up with him. With 7 laps to go here. Half a second a lap will be... Actually, no, it won't be enough for Joe to catch up and pass $10 in the remaining laps. So $10 still looks like the favor here. Yeah, Echo doing purple, second and third sectors on his out lap there on the soft compound. So Echo is definitely a shoe-in for fastest lap here. Who knows, he might even catch up to Maxim and Luigi ahead because they're both on very worn, hard compound tires. Not too many on-track battles going on right now, actually. Everyone's pretty spaced out, just running their own race at the moment, trying to squeeze every last bit of pace out of their cars. Of course, if someone or something happens, then we will be the first on the scene. And now we're just riding on board with Bascom here, running P5. Ooh, puts a wheel on the grass there. Oh, 2 wheels, actually. That's not going to help his case. But yeah, a stellar performance from Bascom today. He's been catching GB Sanderson here for P4. And considering how many penalties Sanderson has from track limits, he could very well get it, even if he doesn't pass him on track. Yeah, P4 for a reserve driver is really an excellent performance, I must say. Krujev as well in P6 at the moment. He's been going very well indeed. Haas, he was a literally last second replacement. As Echo, as I predicted, that's the fastest lap of 1:11.0. Well done to him. That was faster than a lot of these guys' qualifying laps, if you'll recall. As we get to low fuel period here. Sam Ken currently pretty insulated from the guys in front of him, behind him. Yeah, again, no one is really, doing much right now. No one's really close to anybody else, so let's just ride on board with Bascom for a little bit as he makes his charge towards Sanderson on the soft tires. And I'll stop commentating for a moment, rest my throat a little bit, and you guys can just enjoy the sound of the Mercedes engine. And now it's time to commentate again as Bascombe. Finally, something interesting is happening once again in this race. Bascombe is caught right up to the back of GB Sanderson on those soft tires. And he's within DRS range now for the pit straight. He could very well get past on this very next corner. Just another impressive lap, 11.9. Ooh, gaining a lot of time in the braking zone there on GB Sanderson, but he's not actually going to pass him. He's not close enough yet, but he's 4/10 behind. He's certainly close to being close enough. Yeah, not too many passing opportunities for the next sector or two here at Zandvoort. After turn 3, I'd say really the only good overtaking opportunity is the back straight, maybe turn 9 if you're feeling daring, but mostly the back straight from here. So Bascombe just needs to focus on hitting his marks in the middle sector for right now. Looks like he is. Mercedes right on the back of the pink Mercedes at the moment. Ooh, good runoff, turn 9, DRS open on the back straight. Probably overtake as well, fair amount of rich fuel, I'm sure. Ooh, not gonna send one into turn 10 though. Still biding his time. He knows he's still got 3 or 4 laps here to make the pass, so he's not feeling too rushed. He knows the softs are better than the hards that GB Sanderson is wearing. And yeah, he'll just take it easy here. Oh, maybe not. He could try and move into turn 1 here. He's got the runoff. He's got the DRS. He's got overtake. Still not doing it. Bascombe being very patient here. You wonder, is he being patient or is he being not aggressive enough? It really depends on your perspective. Bascombe, I'm sure, just feels like he's being patient. We're going to try the alternative route through turn 3. Not quite going to work for the pass, but could get a good run. Well, seems to be holding station here. Who actually is gaining a bit of time. He's gaining a bit of time. Just puts a wheel on the grass there. Ooh, Bascombe chokes a bit in turn 7. Looks like that'll lose him a teeny bit of time, but still he is right on the back of that racing point. Sanderson does not have any breathing space. He cannot make a mistake. Ooh, Sanderson, all right, Bascombe right on the back now. Ooh, he's going to make a pass. He's going to send it into turn 10 here, I'm sure. Indeed he is. Ooh, Sanderson's going to try and stick it. Ooh, the outside's going to become the inside here for Sanderson. Oh, they touch, and Sanderson has spun around. GB Sanderson got too aggressive there, defending his place from Bascombe on fresher tires, and now he's going to lose not 1 place but 2. He's going to fall to OTL Krujev as well in the Haas, and he's just lost out big time there, and that might make it vulnerable to the McLaren of Sam Ken as well in the closing stages of this race. And Echo now as well is going to try something in the same part of the track here in Formula Maxim. This is for P10. Keep in mind, Echo's already going to get the bonus point for the fastest lap of the race. He's looking for more. He wants an extra bonus point that'll come from overtaking for 10th here on Maxim. Ooh, he's going to go around the outside of the final corner. That's dicey. That's dicey. Maxim could have squeezed him up against the wall there, but no, Echo's going to get the pass down on the pit straight. And that is an excellent run. And that is an excellent move by Echo. Despite his difficulties in this race, despite the fact that he's still quite a ways behind his original starting position, he is doing well for himself right now. And he could yet catch up to OTL Lugi in the Alfa Romeo, who's less than 3 seconds up the road. As for everybody else, it looks like things are pretty static right now. But no, SSR Joe has actually closed into within a second of $10 whole. How did I miss this? The battle for the lead is reigniting once again. These two have been going at it the whole race. In case you're just joining us, the Williams of SSR Joe and the Red Bull of $10 whole have literally been dueling for the lead and the win for this entire Zandvoort Dutch Grand Prix. I'm not even kidding. It's just been these two separating themselves from everyone else. Frisky and Synonymous both look like they had very good pace compared to these guys, but they both retired. They're not in the picture. So it really is just these two, as Joe is close to within 6/10 here. $10 whole is clearly starting to struggle on the 18-lap old medium tires. We've definitely reached the crossover point here on the penultimate lap. We're past the crossover point, certainly, where the hards are going to be faster than equivalently aged mediums. And that's showing. Joe just has so much more confidence in mid-corner, especially in under braking. $10 whole still getting relatively good runs off corners. Looks like Joe's not going to be within range on the pit straight here. He's only got a couple more overtaking opportunities left as we go on to the final lap of the race. $10 is going to go defensive. He's going to break the slipstream as well. Joe's going to try around the outside. Ooh, is it going to work? $10 has to give him space. Outside's going to become the inside here. Ooh, Joe gets past with a little bump there. Is $10 going to try to switch back? I'm sure he wanted to get the switchback and get the better run off the corner, but I don't think he's got it. I don't think he has anything to answer SSR Joe with it, unless he sends one into turn 10 with DRS on the back straight, but I don't think that's a very realistic strategy. You can see how much $10 is struggling for grip there on the really aged medium compound tires, and his gamble by going soft to medium has failed, it looks like. SSR Joe has taken the lead here on the final lap, and it looks like it will stay that way unless penalties play a factor, which again, they very well could. Take all of the on-track results here with a grain of salt. And no, $10 will not be close enough to send one into turn 10 with DRS. He knows he's lost this race unless there's penalties involved. He knows that SSR Joe in the Williams is about to come home to win round 5 of 6th Base Racing Tier 2 here at Zandvoort. And there he goes across the line. $10 penalties will not play a factor in this battle. It will not. $10 will remain behind SSR Joe. It looks like they had the same amount of penalties, possibly 3 or 6 seconds each. And Craig Conley as well is going to come home to a very solid P3 here for Ferrari. Excellent. Kind of a quiet race for him, but still excellent. The soft to medium strategy has definitely paid off for him with that podium. Bascombe on the softs. He's been a super sub today, getting P4, and there's a spin. I think that's Noxus from Sector 2. And OTL Krujev as well, another great substitute driver today, another great reserve performance. He's going to come home P5. Sanderson P6 after that spin. He could have held on to P5, but I guess not. And Sam Ken is going to get P7. Solid race from him in the McLaren. And JOC Beamars is going to hop over both of them in the Mercedes. And Echo and Oltio Lugi are going to drag race to the line. I knew Echo could catch Lugi. I knew he could overtake him before the line, and he has. Echo's going to get P9 right at the end there. Well done from the Ferrari driver to have a little late charge there. So Beamar has actually jumped Sanderson and Ken on penalties. That's very impressive. And Formula Maxim comes home at 11th, and I believe that's going to be Plattner taking home the final points-paying position. Jesus Christ, that was an excellent race. That had everything. Like 4 different strategies being used by different guys, 4 or 5 different strats. Not to mention, race-long battle for the win. It was decided by a last lap pass. As the drivers go into the podium, Joe, $10 and Craig, I'm not sure we could have asked for anything better from Zandvoort. That was an absolutely excellent race. And guys, don't forget to tune into SSR Tier 1 as well. Yeah, it's 3:15 right now, 3:15 Pacific time. In 45 minutes, SSR Tier 1 will begin. So I'll be taking a 45-minute break here, and then we'll be back with Tier 1. And those drivers are even faster than these ones. And I didn't see that the slot F1 has cheered 300 bits in total to the stream, so thank you very much for that, slot. Wow, that's great generosity. And then we've got a couple of new followers as well. Let me just see if I can view those. Jay Morrell Jr. has followed the stream, as has Aaron Houston 2006. And yeah, thank you. Thanks to the both of you. And we're at 150 followers now. Thank you, guys. SSR Twitch has 150 Twitch followers. That's excellent. Thank you, guys. So, again, Joe wins, followed by $10, Conley, Bascombe, Krujev, Beamars, and then Sanderson, Samken, Echo, and OTL Lugi rounding out the top 10, with Echo getting the fastest lap of the race as well, so that should be good for an extra bonus point. Formula Maxim and Plattner getting the scraps in P11 and P12 respectively. Pullman wasn't actually that far away from Plattner at one point, but he will not get any points. Neither will Noxus in total. And then Frisky, Synonymous, Maestro, Weighted Zeus, and Jamie the G, a few very fast guys in that group of 5. They were the retirements. And thank you all for watching. We peaked at 20. I believe we peaked at 29 viewers today. So thank you guys so much. This was actually my very first commentating gig for SSR. I've done comms elsewhere, but not here. So, my gosh. Yeah, thank you guys for your support, and we'll be back at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, midnight British Standard Time today with SSR Tier 1, so stay tuned for that. I'm Stupid Flanders 48. I'll be commentating that race as well at Tier 1. And thank you guys for tuning in. And with that, I will be signing off.